If you were one of the people who was worried about Sony giving up on their APS-C lineup, you can rest easy because they just announced not one, not two, but 3 brand new lenses for Sony E-Mount APS-C. We've got the 10 to 20mm f4 power zoom G lens, we've got the 15mm f1.4 G lens, and we've got an 11mm f1.8 lens. And in this video, I'm gonna show you some of the footage that I shot with them, a couple of the photos, and talk about my experience with them. And at the end, I'll give my recommendation on where I think these lenses fit in the current ecosystem. First things first, I wanna show you a video that I shot all on these 3 lenses as well as the ZV-E10, so please enjoy. The following video was shot exclusively on the Sony ZV-E10 with the Sony 10 to 20 f4, 15mm f1.4, and 11mm f1.8. Information on the lens being used will be on screen.
If I could bribe this life with roses, I plant as many as my desires. Their thorn would bite and tear the thin cloth we wear to hide from judging eyes, and the roof would fall under the weight of fall and pulverize the walls. Then the rain would weaken and turn to earth. The remains flood over. And then we carry on as we behold. First a seed, then a rose from the leaf that drank growing tall. And then we carry on, no force bugs me down. First a seed, then a rose from the leaf that drank growing tall. Slowly rise through time, space and life's barriers and firmament bound. It's bloom and fall, many forgotten souls moving, dancing to an ancient rhyme. It's built suddenly arrives on us. My desires and all the words beneath your eyes, the remains of my life. And then we carry on as we behold. First a seed, then a rose from the leaf that drank growing tall. And then we carry on, no force bugs me down. First a seed, then a rose from the leaf that drank growing tall. And we carry on as we behold. I see in my heart the once grow tear down walls. Now to carry on, when you need solid ground. To stay a single rose from the leaf that drank growing tall. And then we carry on as we behold. First a seed, then a rose from the leaf that drank growing tall. And then we carry on, no force bugs me down. First a seed, then a rose from the leaf that drank growing tall.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that. I was definitely thankful to be shooting on APS-C and more specifically carrying APS-C. It was a little bit easier on my back going up Mount Wells there. But moving on, let's talk about these 3 new Sony lenses. At first, I was a little bit confused as to why Sony would release 3 wide-angle lenses all at the same time. But the more that I thought about it, and once I did the math to convert those focal lengths into our 35mm full-frame equivalents, it kind of makes sense. The 10-20 converts to 15-30mm full-frame equivalent, which is kind of like a 16-35. The 15mm converts to 22.5mm, which is pretty close to a 24mm lens. And then the 11mm converts to about 16.5mm, which would be like a 16mm lens. So as much as they sound like they're all clumped together in the APS-C realm, once you do those conversions, you see that they are kind of standard lenses, or at least pretty close anyway. Overall, I was pretty happy with the quality of all 3 of these lenses. I thought they matched up nicely. They were decent sharpness. I didn't have huge problems with flaring or chromatic aberrations. They didn't necessarily have the wow factor that I've been getting from a lot of the newer Sony lenses lately, but what they lack in wow factor, they definitely make up for in their tiny size and weight. All 3 of these lenses are absolutely tiny, so if you're at all worried about making your kit lighter or not taking up too much space, these might be an option for you, either on APS-C or on full-frame Sony. And what I mean by that specifically is on cameras like the A7 IV or A1, you can use the built-in APS-C crop mode to use these lenses. With the A7 IV, you're still getting 14 megapixel stills and more than 4K video. Not to mention, if you're shooting 4K 60 on that camera, it's cropping in anyway, so now your 24 or 30 frames per second will be the same as your 60. So these also actually become viable lenses for the full-frame system, provided that you've got a camera that has that option in it. Now, I've been kind of talking about them as a set, but that's probably not the way people would be buying them. So let's take a look at each of these lenses individually for a second. First off, we've got the 10-20 power zoom F4 G lens. And this, as far as I can tell, is a direct replacement for the 10-18 F4 lens that people have been using for years and years. Now, it's been a while since I used that 10-18, but I definitely remember not being a huge fan of it, and this definitely feels like a step up for me. We've got updated focus motors in here, so the focusing works really well. We've also got a power zoom rocker on there, so you can do smooth zooms without having to actually twist the zoom ring. We've got a customizable button on there, as well as an autofocus manual focus switch. It's all internal zooming, so it doesn't extend at all, and it's about half of the weight of the competing Tamron 11-20, although this one is only an f4, whereas the Tamron is an f2.8. Now, the one thing that this lens doesn't have that the old 10-18 did is optical steady shot. And as for price, it comes in at $750 US or $950 Canadian, as compared to the old 10-18, which was $900 US. Next, we've got the 15mm f1.4, which is a direct competitor to the Sigma 16mm that I've been recommending to people for years and is one of the most popular Sony E-Mount APS-C lenses of all time. This one is definitely much smaller and lighter than the Sigma and has some more bells and whistles. We've got a dedicated aperture ring on this lens, as well as the ability to make it clicked or declicked. We've also got a customizable button and an autofocus manual focus toggle switch. All these extra bells and whistles are typically what we would see on Sony's kind of more professional lenses, but they have been just putting them on more lenses lately, regardless of whether they would be kind of the top of the line or not. So I do get this kind of funny feeling like they threw them on here just to make it worth the extra price over the Sigma. The Sigma coming in at about $450. Usually you can find it on sale for somewhere closer to $350, whereas this one comes in at $750 US or $950 Canadian. So it is significantly more expensive than the Sigma lens. And honestly, I thought that this one was going to be the one of the 3 that we're talking about today that really blew me away, but the surprise came from the 11mm. And finally, we've got the 11mm f1.8. Out of the three of these lenses, this is the only one that's not considered part of the G series. So the other two lenses you'll notice have a big G on them. This one does not. Now, just to clarify, I've seen a lot of people who are calling G series lenses G Master lenses. Those are actually two different series. The G series lenses do get that distinction because they're supposed to be better than the kind of base level, but the G Master lenses that have the kind of reddish orange G on them, that's actually the cream of the crop, top of the line pro lenses. Anyway, back to the 11mm, this is the one that actually surprised me and impressed me the most. I think maybe because it wasn't a G lens, I wasn't expecting it to be as good as the other ones, or maybe just because it's so wide and it's an f1.8, I thought maybe they would have some difficulty getting it to look great. But the quality was fantastic, the sharpness I thought was really great. If you wanted to go this wide before, you had to get the 10-18, or you were looking at something that maybe didn't have autofocus on it. So I think for a lot of people, this is going to be something that they'll be looking at. And to top it all off, this is actually the cheapest of the three that we're talking about today, coming in at $550 US or 700 Canadian. And we still do have a couple of extras on it as well. We've got a custom button as well as an autofocus manual focus toggle switch. So now that we've gone over all three of these new lenses, what they have to offer, and we've seen the image quality that they produce, what are my recommendations for someone who might be looking into them? All right, so the bottom line here is that all three of these lenses performed pretty well and did what they're supposed to do. They're all super small, they're all super light, and you can basically throw all three of them in your bag and barely even notice. We've got good image quality, we've got updated Sony features so they work really well with the newest Sony cameras, and really the biggest hang-up that we're gonna see here is the price. And this isn't something that's new when it comes to Sony lenses. They're often a lot more expensive than the competitors, and then it's just up to the person buying the lens to decide whether they want to go with the brand name version, or if they're willing to save that extra money and potentially go with a company that has to work a little bit harder to get their lenses to work nicely with the Sony bodies. For example, the Tamron 11-20 f2.8 will get you a wider aperture on that ultra wide lens. I'm not saying that that lens is way better than this one, but it just might be something to consider. As far as that 15mm goes, it didn't quite have the wow factor that I was looking for with that lens, so I'll probably still be suggesting the 16mm f1.4, even though it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that this new 15 does. It's absolutely fantastic image quality. It's bigger and heavier than this one for sure, but it's also significantly less expensive. But like I said, the one that really got me of these three was that 11mm, and that's a spot in the lineup that hasn't really been covered very well. So if you're looking for an ultra wide lens, maybe for vlogging, maybe you just need something for a small room or something like that, the 11mm f1.8 is definitely something that I would recommend. And like I mentioned before, if you're shooting Sony full frame, something like the a7 IV, these are also an option if you're looking for something that's super small, super light, that you can throw a bunch of different lenses into your bag. There are others out there that you could be looking at as well, but most of them aren't this small and light. And as you might have been able to tell, because I was covering three different lenses in this video, I didn't go into quite as much detail on any one, so I'm going to leave that up to you to decide. If you want to see a more detailed video on any of these three lenses, leave a comment below and let me know which one you'd like to see. That way I know which lenses are most interesting to you, so I make the videos that you want to see. And as always, I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think of these three lenses, what you thought of the image quality or the features. Leave a comment down below, and on your way down there, hit that like and subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on future reviews and tutorials. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Now I gotta get out of this creek.